The plane slowly descends through thick gray clouds. Outside the window, the land below looks frozen in time. No glowing highways, no crowded cities, no endless lines of cars. Just quiet roads, large empty spaces, and carefully arranged buildings. You are entering a country unlike any other place on Earth. Welcome to North Korea, the most controlled country in the world. For millions of people living outside its borders, North Korea is one of the greatest mysteries of the modern age. News rarely escapes. The internet is almost completely blocked. Foreign visitors are tightly controlled, and the government carefully shapes every image the world sees. What is life really like inside a nation where the state controls nearly every part of daily life? To understand North Korea today, we have to go back to the end of World War II. In 1945, Korea was freed from Japanese rule, but the country was quickly divided into two zones. The Soviet Union controlled the north, and the United States supported the south. What was meant to be temporary soon became permanent. In 1950, war exploded between the two sides. The Korean War was brutal and devastating. Cities were destroyed, millions of people died, and families were permanently separated. When the fighting finally stopped in 1953, Korea remained divided into two countries, South Korea and North Korea. While South Korea slowly developed into a modern democracy and economic powerhouse, North Korea followed a very different path. Its leader, Kim Il-sung, created a highly centralized government built on absolute loyalty to the state and its leader. Over time, the government developed an intense personality cult around its leadership. Portraits of the leader appear in homes, schools, and public buildings. Citizens are expected to show deep respect and loyalty. The leadership passed from Kim Il-sung to his son, Kim Jong-il, and today the country is ruled by his grandson, Kim Jong-un. But leadership is only part of the story. The system itself controls almost every aspect of society. In most countries, people freely use the internet, communicate with the outside world, and access global information. In North Korea, the internet as we know it barely exists. Instead, citizens use a restricted internal network that only shows government-approved information. Foreign movies, music, and media are banned. Radios and televisions are often fixed so they can only receive government channels. Even travel inside the country can require permission. The government closely monitors what people say, read, and watch. Critics argue that this system keeps the population isolated from outside ideas and information. The capital city, Pyongyang, shows a carefully designed image of prosperity. Wide boulevards, massive monuments, and colorful apartment towers create the impression of a thriving modern city. Visitors often see clean streets, well-dressed citizens, and organized public events. But Pyongyang represents only a small part of the country. Outside the capital, many regions remain much poorer. Agriculture still plays a major role in the economy, and access to resources can be limited. During the 1990s, North Korea experienced a severe famine that caused widespread suffering. Despite economic struggles, the country has focused heavily on military development. North Korea maintains one of the largest armies in the world relative to its population. The government also invests heavily in missile and nuclear programs. These programs have drawn international attention and concern. Over the years, North Korea has tested several nuclear devices and long-range missiles, leading to sanctions and political tensions with many nations. To its leadership, these weapons are seen as protection. In a world where powerful countries can threaten smaller ones, North Korea believes military strength ensures its survival. To critics, however, the weapons programs deepen the country's isolation and worsen economic difficulties. Yet life inside North Korea is more complex than many outsiders imagine. families still celebrate holidays, children attend school and play games, markets have slowly appeared in many areas where people buy and sell goods. Over time, some small forms of economic activity have developed beyond strict government control. Many North Koreans grow up with a strong sense of national pride and identity. They are taught that their country stands strong against foreign enemies and protects its independence at all costs. At the same time, information from the outside world occasionally slips through the borders. Smuggled movies, foreign music, and outside news sometimes reach citizens through secret channels. These small glimpses can change how people view the world beyond their borders. The relationship between North Korea and the rest of the world remains tense and uncertain. Diplomatic talks have come and gone. Some leaders have attempted negotiations, while others have increased pressure through sanctions. The future of North Korea remains one of the biggest unanswered questions in global politics. Will the country open up more to the world like other formerly isolated nations have done? Or will it continue on its current path, maintaining strict control over information, travel, and society? For now, the country remains largely closed, mysterious, and deeply misunderstood. Behind the towering monuments and tightly controlled images lies a nation of more than 25 million people living their daily lives in one of the most unique political systems on Earth. North Korea is not just a place on the map. It is a story of war, ideology, survival, and control, a country that continues to fascinate and puzzle the world. And until the doors open wider, much of what happens inside will remain hidden behind one of the most secretive borders in human history.